The book is out. I Want to Kill the Dog. Welcome back to Get Connected. I'm your host, Conn Jackson. He's a world-renowned producer, Emmy Award-winning journalist, best-selling author. And Richard, we want to welcome you to the show, and I see you have your two favorite people next to you.
Yes, yes. The two dogs in my life.
Oh, lovely. Nice way to start.
Richard, you're going to pay for that comment later,
yes,
no
he
doubt.
is.
Very soon.
Well, the good news is the dog, Meredith, the dog is still alive.
The dog is very much alive because Richard's joking about killing the dog. The dog's very healthy and should live an extremely long life.
Well, Meredith, you gave him the inspiration. What was it about Jasper that you thought, Richard, you need to write about?
Well, Richard's been complaining about Jasper for years because Jasper has a somewhat shrill bark, and he's very possessive of me, and we laugh about it a lot. He was thinking about writing a third book. He's written two prior books that really focus on chronic illness. And I said, why not this time write about something else that you know, which is the dog. Get it all out, vent. And he did, and discovered that within a matter of only a few months, he was able to put together a book that the other two each took him about 2 years to write each one, and this book just came right out of him.
Meredith actually thought it would shut me up, which it has not.
Well, Richard, I've got to ask. I read this book and started laughing out loud. People were looking at me. Did you realize that you could write in such a humorous way?
Well, the book sort of wrote itself. I always tell people that the most important page in the book is the one that has one line on it that says simply, "The following is a true story," because I didn't want anybody to think I was making it up, and it does sound like it's being made up. You couldn't invent these animals. We've had 4 crazy animals,
Dogs.
4 crazy dogs and 4 cats, and we raised 3 kids. Can you imagine the mayhem in that house?
Now, take us back when you first met Meredith. Did you know that she was an animal lover, or did she hide that from you?
No, I didn't know. I don't think she hid it from me. It never came up. It never crossed anybody's mind. And we were perfectly happy without animals. I think what happened was Ben, our oldest, who's now almost 24, when he was maybe 1.5, when he saw dogs on the street, would throw himself at the dogs. And he clearly loved dogs. And when somebody brought a dog found in the park to Meredith's office, we adopted him, and the rest was history.
Well, Meredith, you are a huge lover of people and animals. What is it about Jasper that is so special in your life? Because we've gotten Richard's perspective.
Well, look at him. I just think he's a sweetheart. He's a constant companion. He's great. I love to take long walks, and he and I will go on those together. And it's unconditional love, and that's what animals give you. And I not you, me.
Now, Richard, is
He's
Jasper fooling us right now?
He's not always as drugged up as he is
He's
now.
not drugged up. No, Jasper's proving Richard to be a fool. Because you haven't heard any barking, nothing.
Richard, you've written, and I've seen many interviews, that you've been very open about your chronic illness, but the importance of laughter. How has that been so healing to you and your relationship and your family?
Well, I think laughter is extraordinarily important. It is a coping device. It helps get you through the day. A famous editor, Norman Cousins, who knew illness, said that laughter is internal jogging. And I think what he meant was that it makes you more resilient and just makes you stronger on the inside. And it's an example that we taught, it's something we taught our kids by example. And I think they're stronger and better people for it. And, laughter gets you through a lot of difficult situations.
Richard, you've had a tremendous career. You're an inspiration as well in your marriage and how you've raised your kids. Given your success, what advice would you give to anyone pursuing their dreams?
Oh, I think just go for it. I think that too often we we sort of fence ourselves in thinking that we'll never get to do one thing or another. And I think it's all open. And, you know, I'll tell you, when I was only 25 when I found out that I had MS. And I think, and I don't mean this in a self-serving way, but I think a lot of people just dig their own graves early on. And I think you just got to just have the internal strength to move on, to get what you want, and to be happy. There are no merit badges or medals for coping. You know, having a good life and a great family are their own rewards. And
a good dog.
And then sometimes you get stuck with something like that.
Meredith, how has Richard inspired you?
Precisely because of what he just said. I mean, Richard, he has tremendous strength of character, first and foremost, and he's never let his illness define him, and I see it every day. And I've seen the way that our kids have grown up because of Richard as a dad. I think they have tremendous empathy for others that I don't believe they would have otherwise, or certainly not to the level that they do. He's brave, but he's also realistic, and he's got, as we talked about, a great sense of humor, and that has inspired me to look at life in a positive way. You can't solve all your problems. Obviously, they're going to be there, but it's putting one foot in front of the other each day and embracing it that really matters, and finding your passion in life as well. And Richard's always sought that.
Well, Meredith, I'm glad you inspired him to write yet another book. This one is a treasure. It just brings a smile to so many people's faces. But more importantly, thank you for the love that you show to each other, because it's surely inspiring. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye.